Hey everyone, today I'll be discussing one of my favorite Star Wars characters of all time, Cad Bane. As a tribute to Bane, I've actually made him the theme of my profile icon and my channel banner. In this video, I'm going to cover all of the fights Bane engaged in Star Wars The Clone Wars and conclude with his overall fighting record. Like a boxing or MMA record, Bane's final record will tally all of his wins, losses, and draws. I will do a follow-up video to discuss Bane's fights from Star Wars The Bad Batch. If the show includes any flashbacks with fights from the Clone Wars, those fights will be tallied in my Bad Batch video. In Star Wars The Clone Wars, Bane takes part in a total of 17 fights. Before diving into them, I want to briefly go over the three categories in which each of his fights will be placed. First, any fair fight where I can determine a decisive winner and loser will be counted as a win or loss on Bane's record. Next, any fair fight without a clear winner or loser will count as a draw on Bane's record. Finally, any fight that is deemed to be significantly unfair will not be counted. The fights don't need to be perfectly fair, but any extreme advantages and/or disadvantages will result in a fight being excluded from Bane's record. Now, let's dive into all of Bane's fights.
Ahsoka, wait! It's a trap! Ahsoka, wait! We'll take him together!
This is a pretty brief fight here. Both Anakin and Bane fought over retrieving the holocron. Anakin managed to kick Bane in the face, but Bane managed to secure the holocron and run away. So, in my mind, there's no clear victor. So I believe that this fight is a draw.
You thought you could get away?
You're not much of a challenge, youngling. I got you right where I want you.
I'm not impressed.
This was a nice competitive fight here between Bane and Ahsoka, but in the end, Cad Bane came out on top, so nice solid win here for him.
Hold it right there! You're not going anywhere, bounty hunter. Come on, come on!
Trooper, did you get the holocron?
No, sir.
In this scene, it appears that Denal was able to kill Cad Bane. However, in the very next episode, we find out that that was not the case. It turns out that Bane was able to take out both Denal and the other clone trooper, and then steal Denal's armor so he could get onto the Republic ship and make his escape. As a result, despite the clones getting a slight jump on Bane, Bane was able to take them both out and secure his second win. He's 2-0 now.
So, what now?
Oh, we get the injured to the medical bay.
General, there's something I think you should see.
Hey, Trooper, are you all right? Must have been hit in the head.
blood, sir. It sure isn't from any of our men.
Wait! You're injured! That might be serious. You're no clone!
Ahsoka!
Even though Ahsoka was not aware that this was actually Cad Bane at first, I believe that she had plenty of time to prepare to fight once she realized what was going on. Therefore, I consider this to be a fair fight. Shortly after Ahsoka discovers the deception, Bane lands a devastating knee to Ahsoka's stomach and has her down for the count, giving him his third victory. This is the scene where it's finally confirmed that Bane is the one wearing Denal's armor. As Bane makes his escape, two flight crew clones attempt to stop him from boarding a ship. Bane takes them out easily, and he gets his fourth win. As a side note, I do not consider Anakin chasing Bane as Bane makes his escape to be a fight. Bane is simply trying to make his escape, and therefore, he's not trying to fight and defeat Anakin.
Don't move, Sleemo!
You weren't the child I was expecting to find.
Obviously.
You're quite clever, but naive.
Bane and Ahsoka face each other here for the third time. Coming off of 2 straight losses against Bane, Ahsoka definitely had a lot to prove in this fight. Bane manages to disarm Ahsoka of her lightsaber using one of his grappling hooks, and then he unleashes blaster fire on her with his 2 pistols. Ahsoka manages to successfully dodge Bane's fire and get to cover. After this, Bane flies out of the room, which ends the fight. While Bane certainly had Ahsoka on the defensive, he was unable to defeat her here like he did in the previous 2 fights. As a result, I believe that this fight is a draw.
Looks like I win.
In this fight, Bane was unaware that Anakin was even there, so Anakin definitely had an unfair advantage by being able to jump Bane from behind. This unfair advantage resulted in Bane losing this fight, so I will exclude it from Bane's overall record because it was completely unfair to him.
Where's that coming from? I see the shooter up in the tower. Over there! Ah!
Some may argue that this fight is unfair towards Captain Jafon because Bane quickly charges at him while his men are being sniped, which is definitely a distraction. However, I believe that Jafon had plenty of time to prepare to fight. You can see in the scene that Jafon sees Bane coming at him while he's still a decent distance away. As a result, I will count this fight as fair. Looking at the fight itself, Bane easily overpowers Jafon and snaps his neck, which secures Bane's 5th victory.
Who could have done this? Bane.
Looks like we're both too late for the party.
So this is not your handiwork.
No, I wouldn't have made such a sloppy kill. Doesn't seem like much sense hanging around here, or making any trouble between us.
Are you forgetting how you held the Senate hostage? I may not be capturing Zero, but you are going to prison.
Well, now that you mention it, The Separatists are paying 1,000,000 credits a head for a Jedi.
So, as you can see here, Toto does interfere in favor of Bane in this fight. However, this right here is the only time that Toto interferes and actually changes the course of the fight. Even though Toto's distraction helps Cad Bane attack and hurt Quinlan Vos, Bane was certainly not anywhere near being defeated by Vos at this point. In other words, it's not like Vos was about to defeat Bane and Toto came in and reversed the tide. In addition, this entire fight goes on for a long time, and with this instance being the only unfair moment throughout the entire battle, I still consider this fight to be fair overall. This is the only other moment in the fight in which Toto interferes, but he doesn't hurt Obi-Wan at all. In fact, Obi-Wan is able to get rid of him within a few seconds, and then he simply returns to fighting Bane.
I never did enjoy hanging out with you.
I'll tell you, this is my favorite Cad Bane fight of all time. Seeing Bane go toe-to-toe with two Jedi Masters is absolutely incredible. Looking closely at this fight, I believe that Bane is the true winner. While he was unable to kill either of the Jedi, he was able to deal so much damage to both of them and incapacitate them at times. For example, Bane had Obi-Wan completely at his mercy after electrocuting him and kicking him in the stomach. Without Quinlan Vos there to support him, Obi-Wan easily could have been killed by Bane. The same is true for Vos on multiple occasions throughout this fight, such as when Bane almost forced Vos off of a cliff edge with his flamethrower and Obi-Wan managed to save him. Because of his outstanding performance here, I believe that this is Bane's 6th victory.
Hey, wait. Looks like a couple of them are showing vital signs. Alright, I'll check it out.
Not much to say here. Bane easily takes out these two Cremation Center clones. As far as fairness goes, I think the two clones had plenty of time to prepare to fight, considering that Bane had to start the fight lying down. In addition, the clones had a blaster while Bane had no weapons, so if anything, the fight was a bit unfair towards Bane. Anyways, another solid win for Cad Bane. Another easy win here for Bane, giving him his 8th win and maintaining his undefeated record. Yet another easy fight for Bane. However, this fight is obviously very unfair towards the 3 clone shock troopers. None of them are even aware of Bane's presence before it's too late, giving them a huge disadvantage. Therefore, this fight will be excluded from Bane's record.
I'll take care of him.
No, it's my turn to kill a Jedi. Thank me later, Hardeen. Had your chance to kill him. Now it's my turn.
In this 2-stage fight, Bane got to face Anakin one-on-one for the second time. The first time they fought 1v1, it was a quick fight that resulted in a draw. This time, however, they got to have an extended fight that allowed both of them to more fully showcase their skills. Both Bane and Anakin are very dangerous fighters, and they are great matches for each other. Despite that, I believe that this fight was relatively one-sided. In the first stage of the fight, Anakin destroyed one of Bane's rocket boosters, and he had him on the defensive. In the second stage of the fight, Bane came up from behind Anakin and he trapped him with his grappling hook. This didn't hold up Anakin for long, however, as Anakin was able to kick Bane and quickly escape his control. Soon after this, Anakin disarmed Bane of his blaster and was about to go in for the kill. As you can see right here, Obi-Wan, disguised as Reiko Hardeen, tackled Anakin just before he was able to cut Bane down, narrowly saving Bane's life. Without Obi-Wan's interference, Anakin definitely would have been able to kill Bane. Therefore, I believe that the obvious winner of this fight is Anakin, giving Bane his first loss. I do want to mention real quick right here that this fight did contain a few unfair disadvantages for Anakin, primarily the fact that he had to fight Obi-Wan in the middle of his fight with Bane, and the fact that Bane came up from behind Anakin to trap him in his grappling hook. However, these disadvantages are very small, and Anakin ended up winning the fight anyways, so this fight definitely counts.
Ship is still operational. I got it working. Now let's get out of here.
You're lucky we're in a hurry, little lady. We'll have to dance another time.
Bane and Ahsoka face off one-on-one for the 4th time here, but it's very short-lived and ends without a clear victor, resulting in the second draw between the two. I'll say, these fights contain quite the interesting series of events. First, Anakin is about to kill Cad Bane, but he's stopped and knocked out by Obi-Wan. And then Bane is about to kill Anakin, but Ahsoka jumps in and saves him. Seeing both Bane and Anakin almost die in one scene is pretty crazy to me.
So, what kind of friendly little contest do you think the Count's got planned?
I'd be surprised if we all survive. Nice hat. Where did you get it? What are you looking at? It's a nice hat.
An epic standoff here between Bane and Bolduga. Bolduga seems pretty skilled, but as we all know, Bane is the best there is when it comes to a quick draw. Bane gets his classic hat back and secures his 9th win.
Dioxis! Breathe it, and you're dead!
Every man for himself!
This is a fight that's easy to miss, but if you look carefully, you can see Bane and Mantu fight over a position on one of the rising pillars inside of the box. I'll zoom in on it and I'll slow it down. Bane and Mantu reach the pillar at the same time and then they push off of each other, but then Bane recovers quicker, gets to the top, and flattens Mantu with a kick right to his face, winning his 10th fight.
Dean, you're not supposed to be here yet.
I don't want to be double-crossed and left behind again.
I think we've all been double-crossed. Dooku's a no-show.
What do you mean? What do we do with the Chancellor now?
We'll ransom him ourselves. If Dooku won't pay us, somebody else will.
I'm afraid the Chancellor's coming with me.
Please, do not kill Moralo Ival.
Take him and Bane into custody, and make sure the Chancellor's returned safely to the palace. You did a good job, Obi-Wan.
Kenobi. I should have known. Something smelled wrong about you from the start.
Yes, well, spending so much time with you was no reward either.
Reward? I'll give you a reward when I plug you full of laser bolts.
Such a pleasant fellow. I hope this was all worth it.
We saved the Chancellor. That's the important thing.
For his last fight in Star Wars The Clone Wars, Cad Bane gets to take on his rival Obi-Wan Kenobi, which seems very fitting to me considering their history. While Moralo Ival did interfere in this fight, it was only in the beginning and, therefore, I think it was minimal. Once it's just Bane and Obi-Wan, despite having no weapons, Obi-Wan is able to take out Bane pretty quickly. Despite having the disadvantage of Ival interfering before, Obi-Wan overcomes it and wins the fight against Bane, meaning that this fight definitely counts as Bane's second loss. Now that we've covered all 17 of Bane's Star Wars The Clone Wars fights, here's an overview of all of them. Overall, I think Bane's resume is insanely impressive. Not only does he have a strong winning record, but he took on some of the most powerful characters in the Star Wars universe. A huge highlight for me is his win over Obi-Wan Kenobi and Quinlan Vos. But let's not forget some of his other victories. Clone troopers are skilled soldiers for the Republic, and Bane defeated them in numerous fights. Bane also took out other skilled bounty hunters, and has 2 wins over Ahsoka Tano. And he even has a draw against Anakin Skywalker, the Chosen One. Bane's only 2 losses are against Anakin and Obi-Wan, who, as we all know, are extremely skilled in combat. Therefore, I am very impressed at Bane's record here, and I look forward to seeing him add to it throughout Star Wars The Bad Batch, and maybe even beyond. Who knows? We might even get to see more content from his Clone Wars days at some point. Thank you so much everyone for watching. Please let me know what you think of Bane and his fighting record below in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to my channel. See you all next time.